She took my house in the divorce, then came back for my lottery winnings. I let my lawyer do the talking. Hello Reddit I plus here. You ever watch those lottery winner documentaries where someone wins millions and ends up broke, divorced, and somehow living in a van 2 years later? Yeah, this is almost one of those stories, but with a twist. Let me rewind. My name's Caleb. I'm 41 now, live in Ohio, and work in logistics. Nothing fancy, just a regular guy with a regular life. Well, was regular until everything went sideways. 7 years ago, I married Melanie. On paper, we looked like a dream. She was beautiful, funny, knew her way around people, charming in a could sell ice to an Eskimo kind of way. Me? I was the quiet type. Liked grilling on Sundays, watching football, staying out of drama, but Melanie thrived in chaos. I didn't see it at first. Love can blind you. She started small, like putting everything in her name. The house, the car, even the Costco membership. Said it was for convenience. I didn't argue. Fast forward 5 years, and I'm sleeping in the guest room because she needs space. Then came the credit card debt I didn't know about. $24,000 on spa days, expensive handbags, and a secret girls' trip to Cabo. I found out when the bank called asking why my name was linked to missed payments. When I confronted her, she said I was too boring, and that I should be grateful someone like her gave me a shot. Then, get this, she filed for divorce. In her petition, she claimed emotional neglect and financial instability. Me, the guy working 60-hour weeks to keep her comfortable? Unreal. Now here's the kicker. Because everything was in her name, and Ohio's an equitable distribution state, she walked away with the house I paid the down payment on, the SUV I bought her for our anniversary, and half my retirement fund. I got my clothes, my PS5, and a barbecue grill. The divorce was final in February. By June, I was living in a tiny 2-bedroom rental above a dry cleaner, eating microwaved ramen and frozen burritos, and wondering if life could possibly get worse. Then, it didn't. It got wildly better. July 3rd, I stopped at a gas station to grab some Gatorade and a scratch-off. I bought 2. One was a dud. The other? $6.2 million. I blinked at the ticket for 10 minutes, convinced it was a misprint. I called my buddy Kyle, who thought I was high. I wasn't. I was just suddenly a millionaire, with trust issues and a battered soul. I didn't tell anyone else. I cashed the ticket anonymously through a lawyer, set up a trust, and took the lump sum after taxes. That left me with just over $4 million in my pocket. Not yacht money, but certainly never eat ramen again money. You know the first thing I did? Nothing. I didn't buy a sports car. I didn't post it online. I didn't even upgrade my phone. I just met with a lawyer, set up some smart investments, paid off my truck, and kept my head down. That peace lasted exactly 3 weeks, because then came her Melanie. Out of nowhere, I get this text. Hey stranger, just wanted to see how you're doing. Want to grab coffee sometime? I stared at that message like it was a rattlesnake. 2 things stood out. She never used emojis when we were married. She had never once checked on me since the divorce. So I didn't respond. 2 days later, I get another message. I heard a rumor. Hope it's not true. But if it is, maybe we should talk. Love. Now my stomach dropped. I hadn't told a soul besides Kyle and my lawyer. Turns out, Kyle's girlfriend told her cousin. Her cousin told her hairdresser, who just so happened to do Melanie's highlights. Classic small-town betrayal. I still didn't reply. But I screenshotted every message and sent them to my lawyer, Paula. Best money I've ever spent, by the way. Paula's a savage with a spine made of titanium and the patience of a saint. Melanie didn't stop. She escalated. Showed up at my job to check in. Left a basket of muffins at my apartment door. Left voicemails crying, talking about second chances and how life is too short to hold grudges. Then, she filed a motion with the court. Claimed our divorce settlement was unfair because I had knowingly withheld assets during proceedings. Let that sink in. She argued that I had intentionally hidden the lottery ticket winnings, even though I won after the divorce was final. I didn't even have to go to court. Paula did. When she walked into that courtroom, she brought documentation, timestamps, transaction records, and tax receipts. She even had a statement from the Lottery Commission showing the exact date and time of the win. It was ironclad. Melanie's lawyer tried to argue that I knew I was going to win, and thus should have disclosed it. The judge actually laughed, dismissed the motion with prejudice, which meant she couldn't file again. Melanie stormed out of the courtroom. I heard she screamed at her lawyer, slammed her purse on the ground, and cried in the parking lot for 40 minutes. I didn't go watch. I was at home on my balcony sipping a beer. You know what peace tastes like? Victory. Now I live in a modest lake house with a screened-in porch and a dock where I fish on weekends. I help fund a local animal shelter. I travel sometimes, nothing flashy, just quiet trips to places where no one knows me. And Melanie? She's apparently dating some guy who sells crypto courses on Instagram. I wish him luck. As for me, I don't regret anything, not even the marriage. It taught me everything I needed to know about protecting my peace, choosing wisely, and letting my lawyer do the talking. A month after the court tossed out her motion, I figured it was over, done, buried. But Melanie is like a cockroach with Wi-Fi. She finds ways to stay in your life when you least expect it. One crisp October morning, I'm sipping my coffee, watching ducks argue on the lake, when I get a knock at my door. It's not the usual Amazon guy or my neighbor Joe needing jumper cables again. No, it's Melanie's mother, dressed in pearls, holding a tray of banana bread like it was a peace treaty. "Caleb, sweetheart," she says, all saccharine. Melanie's been struggling. She's not herself. She made mistakes, sure. But who hasn't? Maybe you could help her get back on her feet. I stood there for a second, looking at this woman like she'd just asked me to donate a kidney to someone who keyed my car. You mean the same Melanie who took my house and tried to sue me for lottery money she didn't earn? Her smile flickered. She was emotional. You know how girls get when they're scared. Oh, she tried that angle. I didn't even respond. Just said, "Tell Melanie I said hi, and goodbye," and shut the door. She left the banana bread on the porch like it was a peace offering. I gave it to my neighbor's dog. 3 days later, Melanie herself emailed me. She really must have been desperate to go full boomer and send an email. It was long, rambling, full of things like, "I never stopped loving you. We were supposed to build a life together. We were just under so much stress. The house meant nothing without you. Money can't buy happiness, but maybe it can buy us a second chance." I forwarded it to Paula, just in case she tried anything stupid. And then, brace yourself, she went public. I'm scrolling Facebook one night when I see it. A post on her timeline, set to public, with a carefully staged selfie of her looking sad at a park bench. Caption: "Some people win the lottery and lose their soul." Not naming names, but wow, just wow. The comment section was a war zone. Half her friends were like, "You deserve better, girl," and the other half, people who knew the real story, ripped her apart. One dude commented, "You took his house, sued him for his winnings, and now you're playing the victim? Sit down." Another woman posted a gif of popcorn. It was beautiful, but just when I thought the drama had run its course, Melanie had one more card to play. She showed up at my job. I work in distribution. Warehouse floor, mostly guys, forklifts, steel-toe boots, the whole deal. One of my coworkers walks up like, Caleb? Some chicks at the front office, says she's your wife?" Wife, not ex-wife. I walk up there and boom. There she is, dressed like she's about to walk a red carpet. Full glam, push-up bra, heels, fake tears. "Caleb," she says, loud enough for the receptionist to hear. "Please just hear me out. I made a mistake. I should never have left you. Now I don't like scenes. I'm not that guy. But I was done." I said calmly, "Melanie, this is harassment. You need to leave. Right now. Before I call the cops." She looked at me like I slapped her. "You wouldn't call the cops on me," she whispered. "Oh, I won't," I replied. "But my lawyer? She'd love the paperwork." She left. And that was the last time I saw her in person. Now, you're probably wondering what I've done with the money. Well, let me tell you, it's not all Lambos and champagne. I kept my job. Part-time now. Just enough to stay grounded. I bought my mom a little house closer to her sisters, so they can gossip in person instead of on the phone all day. I set up a college fund for my niece. And me? I travel. I fish. I sit on my porch and watch the world spin. I've been learning guitar. Badly. I donate to causes that matter to me. I take naps in the middle of the day just because I can. Sometimes, peace looks like a quiet morning and no emails from your ex. Other times, it looks like knowing you could destroy someone legally, but choosing not to, because your lawyer already did it better.